Rajon, Kevin Garnett, obviously known as the best trash talker on those Celtics teams, probably of his era. What was the craziest thing you heard KG say on the court?
I can say it here.
Yep.
Nah, I'm not
swearing everything.
Crazy.
Look at Beadle.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, yep, do it.
He said some wild shit. I mean, but P takes the cake for me probably. You know what I mean? He said something crazy to Richard Jefferson at the free throw line, and it was like kind of like my welcome to the league moment. I'm like, damn, like this is normal. Like you could talk to people like this in the game, and like, you know, he didn't respond as I would thought he did, but it's always like, you know, what P said to Richard Jefferson. I'm not going to say it, but it was like my second year in the league, and I'll never forget. I was like, oh shit, this is the league. So it was really P that kind of stood out versus Kevin. Kevin just talked shit all day long, nonstop. You know, he was a very good, one of the most.
KG, though, he would scare me because he would just talk shit to himself. He's fucking screaming.
Right, that's what I said. So it's not.
Yeah.
It was always more so, like I said, in the sense of, you know, the team. He'll talk to obviously individuals at the same point at the same time as well, but he was nonstop, you know, from first quarter to fourth. You know, like I said, he's bumping. He used to bump me in the goddamn layup line when we were warming up, and I'm like, I'm on your teammate, big fella. So, you know, like I said, he's an all-time competitor. I would go to war with him. He's probably my first pick if I was to go to war with anybody I've ever played with. It would be definitely him on the front line with me. So,
I feel like Paul doesn't put limits on himself. And KG is like the crazy guy at the corner who's just talking to himself all day long, and you don't know if you want to walk by or across the street. Like, that's how I feel. Is that how it is? Because Paul, I mean, I worked with Paul. He could say some things that are like, I mean, and that was on TV, so I can't even imagine what he's saying out there.
What about the early Paul Pierce? I mean, like I said, when he was, you know, Mr. himself, you know, Mr. Celtic himself at that time, he was an animal. Like I said, I went to Paul Pierce University. I went to Kevin University, so I got a lot of great vets that I took a lot of things from as far as in that aspect of the game, and also off the court as well. So.
It's like it's fun. It was a good time. There's a story KG's recounted already that there was an altercation verbal between you and he, and then you ended up choking on some water, and he refused to help you. I'm trying to paint the picture there. How does this go down?
So we were after practice. You know, like I said, our practice are very heated, and I think after practice we probably played one-on-ones. We used to call them G-unit runs. And that was, you know, we played one-on-ones, and you really couldn't call foul unless you were bleeding or somebody really fucked you up. So we were playing, obviously, ones. We get into it. We get a heat altercation. And really, we didn't obviously get physical. We kind of charged each other. People got in the middle of it. You know, he's talking shit, I'm talking shit. Our lockers were pretty far apart. So, like I said, there was a lot of guys in the locker room that kind of kept us from getting at each other. And then I don't know what happened. Like I said, I'm sitting in my locker. Next thing you know, I'm trying to relax, calm down. I drink some water, and I start choking. And all I can hear this motherfucker say is, choke, motherfucker, choke, choke, choke. I'm like, what the fuck? So he really was like, you know, I wouldn't say he was wishing my death at that time, but he was intense, yo. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him and why he said that. He was telling me to choke while I was choking, so.
That's incredible.
Terrifying.
One of your teammates said you and Ray Allen, y'all put gloves on to settle y'all feud. That's real?
Stop.
It wasn't a subtle feud, but we damn sure put the gloves on. Shout out to Beadle. He was our strength and conditioning coach at the time. And like I said, we were competitive every facet of life. We always competed. And at that particular time, I think TA, Tony Allen, and Big Baby put the gloves on. Big Baby set him down quickly. Patrick O'Brien, P put the gloves on. And then me and Ray put the gloves on. So
who won y'all round? I gotta know who won y'all round.
Who won our round, man? I gotta let my peers say, tell you that. I don't want to talk about it in that aspect. And nowadays you can run it back. You know what I mean? That's what celebrities do now. So, it was just all fun and games at the time. We like I said, we love to compete. Beadle bought the gloves in. We was like, shit, fuck it, let's get it on. You know what I mean? Because there was no point of talking about each other behind each other's back. Let's just fight as men. But it got broken up pretty quickly. Like I said, we was fighting we was boxing in the weight room, and equipment got hit a little bit. People got knocked back, type of thing. So it was. We ended it kind of quickly. But it didn't go 3 rounds. I mean, it go 3 minutes. It was probably like
that's a different time in the league, boy. Y'all do that now. They might suspend the whole team now.
What? The whole team. The guy bringing the gloves, getting fired, everything. It's over.
Catch a lawsuit.
Everybody getting fired. It's a different time.
The lawsuit.
Good old days.
Wow.
Rajon, you have said that you and Doc didn't see eye to eye early in his tenure there in Boston, but did you really break a TV when Doc made a film session all about you?
So let me let me clear that up. Doc and I, we didn't see eye to eye, but Doc is one of my favorite coaches of all time. You know what I mean? It's like a coach that's held you accountable for the first time in your career. Once I got to the pros, you know what I mean? Even though it was my first year, I wouldn't say in college I got that same type of treatment. So, you know, we did butt heads at times. Like I said, I saw one thing, he saw a different thing. And obviously Doc played, you know, the game at a high level at the point guard position. So for him trying to mentor me and teach me, break bad habits, you know, how to continue to be a great leader, I think that was the disconnect. But at the same time, again, he's my favorite coach. He's the coach that allowed me to become who I am. He gave me the keys to the engine early at 20 years old, you know, with 3 first ballot Hall of Famers. So it was a learning moment. They brought in Sam Cassell to help teach me, you know what I mean, help curve that gap between Doc and I. So it was a great, you know, job for the organization to kind of make that relationship work. So that's my guy.
I'm glad that you said all that, because obviously he had a crazy season, starts out on TV, ends up coaching the Bucks. They get out in the first round. They got injuries. All the bad things can happen.
Pressure.
And then you got the former players coming out and saying it's, you know, he doesn't have the ability to make adjustments. So when you hear that, or when you saw how his season ended, did you think it was his fault? Like, where would you place blame?
I'm a player guy. I mean, I feel like if you have the personnel, you have the talent. You know, your coaching puts you in position, but again, he gave us the keys. He gave me the keys. So it wasn't, you know, necessarily him continuing to coach and be a dictator, but like we had film sessions where we all talked, we all spoke up, we all thought, you know, voiced our opinions. Shout out to Coach Thibodeau. So it was a collective team effort. You know, I can't put the blame on one particular head coach. You know, as I say, even the years we didn't win it, we never blamed him. It was always after games. I remember myself, you know, the big three, you know, polls, we would be in the training room on the table after every game, figuring out why we lost or why we won. So with great players that the Milwaukee Bucks have on their roster, even though Giannis was out, I can't blame, you know, like I said, they had the formula game one. You know, obviously Dame went crazy in the first half, but at the same time, as a competitor, as a leader on that team in particular, if I was on their roster, I can't say, it's hard to say that, but I definitely believe we wouldn't have got, you know, beat by the Indiana Pacers, you know, especially the way we dominated them in game one. So it's about adjustments and game plan decisions, but it's not particularly all on one coach. You know what I mean? Like I say, in the game, the players have to make the adjustments at times. In the game, the players may have to do something different from what the coaching staff wants, but at the same time, if we're all 5 on the same page, you know, we should make it work. So no, I can't put that up on Doc. Some responsibility, but not all of it.
Yeah.
You mentioned you guys didn't always see eye to eye, which most time players and coaches don't. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you and Rick Carlisle, you and Rick Carlisle didn't see eye to eye, and Halliburton said you had texted him basically good luck when he got moved to the Pacers because of your history with former Rick Carlisle. What was that? I mean, I was there for a little bit of it. There was some hilarious shit that I remember, but what was the main issue? What was the main beef with Rick with your time at Dallas?
I don't have Halliburton's number, but the issue, I think, or the disconnect with Rick, I guess, I believe, obviously, I get to say, you know, if I can say my piece is, when I was brought to Dallas, you know, they told me, they was like, we want you to be J. Kidd. We want you to be, you know, vocal. We want you to run the offense. We want you to, you know, do your thing as far as quarterbacking the team. And I'm like, I can't be J. Kidd. I can be myself, but we have a lot of great similarities. So, of course, it's what I do. You know, I'm playing with the big three. Doc allowed me to grow into this player that can quarterback and run the show. So obviously I get there a couple months in. Obviously you there, Monte there. Shout out to Coach Daryl Armstrong. That's who helped me get through the season. But at the first month I'm there, I'm just trying to sit back and learn. I'm a sponge. I'm trying to figure out Rick's coaching styles. I'm trying to figure out, okay, where does Dirk like the ball? Where does CP like the ball? Where does Monte like the ball? You know, you all are big three. So I'm like, for me, you know, I've done this before. It's deja vu. I can manage this. So again, I let the offense go. I'm trying to figure out what Rick wants from us as a team. And then obviously that one particular game, you know, I'm manipulating the game. So I know Dirk he had a couple of buckets on one side of the floor. So I try to flip the play to the other side. And that's when Rick was like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, my man, like, I'm thinking they're plugging in. This is Kevin Garnett. Okay, you go 2 players on one side of the floor. Let's go opposite side. We're going to get an easier bucket for Dirk. And he starts stomping and shit like that on the floor. And I'm, you know, as a man, it's like, bro, you're disrespectful, my man. Like, you know, I'm a champion at the same time. You know, I give you a lot of respect. I came in here, I didn't say shit. And then for you to come at me like I'm a young player, rookie that know what the fuck he's talking about or what he's doing or how to manage a game, that's disrespectful on top of what you all brung me here to do and what I was told how you all wanted me to perform as a point guard on this unit. Because I'm coming to this opportunity with this organization thinking we're going to win the championship that year, CP. Like I said, I got you, Monte, and Dirk damn near almost in their prime. So I'm like, this is a layup. And I'm going out to the West. It's sweet in the West. And obviously y'all don't play defense. So for me, coming from the East to the Western Conference, I'm thinking like, okay, as I'm on that, because like I said, Mark Cuban sent me to G5. Me and Dwight Powell. Shout out to Dwight Powell. I mean, he's still there. So he sent us on. He sent the G5 to pick us up. So I mean, it's love. They telling me, Mac extension, all this other shit. They telling me a dream. So when I get there, it's not even about obviously all that. It's about me winning a championship because I feel like I had the pieces to put in play to win that year in particular with that group. So it was, it didn't go as well. Obviously, it didn't go as planned. The Houston game when they came out, CP, I know you remember that. I made a play or something. I think I didn't get the ball to court within, the violation time. And at that time, people were like, "Oh, he quit on the team." I'm like, "How the fuck I quit on the team? That's never been my DNA." Obviously, like I'm gonna compete at the all-time level. I don't give a fuck who's on the court with me. I'm gonna make it work, and I plan to win. So for them to spin that narrative coming out, and then to keep it a buck, I never said this. So what happened in Dallas at the end of the career, end of my that season that year, I had called with Donnie Nelson, Rick Carlisle, Duff, and they like, Rick doesn't want to coach you anymore. So we're gonna say your back is hurting and you're done playing. I said, oh, okay, well fuck it. I'm gonna shoot. And I shot to Miami, and I just kind of lay low and chilled there. So the narrative was, oh, he quit on the team. Like, them motherfuckers said, Rick doesn't want to coach you with Donnie Nelson on the phone. And like I said, and Bill Duffy. So it's like, okay, fuck it. I don't want to play for Rick. You know what I mean? Like, he's spinning his nerve. We're going to just say your back hurts, and that'll be it. And that's why when I go back to Dallas, every time I get booed, like, as if I quit on an organization, I'm like, I'm never quitting anything in life. So this whole shit that y'all spinning around me, I'm going to take the booze. I'm going to eat this shit for the rest of my career because I don't want to say much. But at the same time, that's not how it went.
Yeah,
CP, you were there.
And for the record, no teammate, no player ever had an issue with Rajon Rondo. We love playing with you, so I was always curious. I just remember there were certain times where you would bring the ball up, and he's trying to tell you to call a play.
Yeah,
you're
like,
bro, just let me rock.
Let me go, bro. Like, I got this. Like, I got weapons out this motherfucker. Let me do my thing. And again, I ate it for a month because I wanted to learn the system. I didn't come in as if, hey, I know everything I want to do. No. Let me see. Okay, Rick likes this. Okay, this is the plays he wants. Okay, CP. Okay, he likes to be on this top of the floor. Monte, if he gets blitzed, I need to put guy. Like, I was breaking the game down like that. And there was never an ego thing. It was obviously it's what I do well is manage the game. So it was a whole different narrative. And one more thing, I know I'm going crazy, but it was one more meeting I tried to call with Rick. And this is DK as my witness. You know DK. He was the team psychologist. Mm-hmm. And I called DK because y'all had gone on a road trip. He came back, and I'm like, I stayed at about 3 a.m. I was watching film on how I figure out how I can help the team. I didn't go in that particular game. I called DK. I said, DK, come in to meet with me with Rick so I can figure out what's what. Next morning, I show up at practice. I go into office with DK. Rick, I sit down, Rick's across from me, and Rick hands me like damn near like a book and was like, this is what you're not doing. I'm like, whoa. Like, what the fuck are we talking about, Rick? I'm coming here to try to get on the same page with you as I know I've been taught with Doc Rivers, me being an extension of you on the court. I'm trying to get on the same page. And you coming at me throwing daggers, and it's like, damn, you talking about what I ain't doing versus like I'm trying to figure out what we can do as a team. So DK, my witness, like I said, I came in there and that motherfucker came out with guns blazing. And I was like, okay, cool. This shit ain't gonna work. Like I can't make this work. But I'm staying up, dedicating my time, 3 o'clock in the morning, watch it on the road from a game we had just, I think, previous lost. I'm thinking of how we can make adjustments. Kind of like I got an assistant coach at the time. And he came at me as if, I was coming to him. And I was like, man, this, fuck it. This marriage won't work.
Chandler, did he answer your question?
Yeah, yes, he did.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Rajon, this has been an absolute pleasure. I hope we get to talk to you again, especially with these finals coming up, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
No, good luck with the boys, my boy.
All right, appreciate you, Lou. Yes, sir.